Hello, hello. It is 5D Transformations, and I'm back. Spending a lot of time really doing some fun stuff. Been doing a lot of traveling, working, um, learning a lot of new information so I can provide some great insights to you all. But before I start getting into my deeper insights, I'll drop videos on that. I wanted to come back around to MBTI and do this video. This is another MBTI video where we deal with someone's personality type. Now, the person I'm going to talk about is Andrew Tate, mainly because I was in a thread, one of these MBTI threads, and it was on a YouTuber's channel, which I don't really look into a lot of MBTI people's channels that much, but I looked into this channel because it popped up on my feed, and every now and then I like to see what's going on with the community. And there's people talking about Andrew Tate. Now, I don't watch Andrew Tate, to be honest. He's not my style dude in terms of trying to learn information and stuff from. But I've watched him through like other people's channels, and it's like a program I remember that I had seen of his on a certain YouTube channel. So I've seen a lot of his videos and stuff, and I could clearly see that he's an ENTJ. And what they were debating was they were trying to say that this guy was a ENTP, and I was just like, man, why are people so bad with personality typing? And they try to say he was an ESTP also. And it's hard for me because this is one of my gifts, man. MBTI is a gift of mine. Like, I know MBTI so well, and I'm very good with the types. My introverted feeling can really feel out the person's energy. And FI is all about having an inventory of different people's personalities and how they come off in their feelings and stuff, and it's very good with identifying people and identifying their mannerisms and their energies and stuff, and the emotional intelligence that comes with introverted feeling. And when you combine that with my extroverted intuition, I have a bunch of different span of ideas that collect all these different ideas of different people's emotional ways of being. And my emotional intelligence, it's like I can just read people a certain way. It's a gift of ENFPs. That's why they're normally your counselors, your social workers. Like, we deal with people. We are very good with people. And there's a lot of people, and this is no shade on my introverted thinking people, man. I love y'all, and y'all are good at a lot of great things. But like, let's be real. If you know MBTI, introverted thinking is better designed to deal with objects. Introverted feeling is designed to deal with people. So it's a whole group of people that have introverted thinking trying to tell me, who's a introverted feeler, the personality of people. And I'll still take into account what you say, but it's like when they're so stuck on their introverted, because introverted thinking, you don't really want to change your thought anyways. Like, that's a part of introverted thinking. The same way we don't really want to change how we feel about something, right? But my extroverted thinking is open to your thoughts. So I look at the thoughts and I listen to them. And I'm like, bro, it doesn't add up. So let's begin with Andrew Tate. He's an ENTJ, period. If you listen to this man's communication, right? And for those of you who don't know who Andrew Tate is, just like look up a video from him. It doesn't matter if you like him or not. Who cares? We're talking about MBTI here. He's a very popular guy lately because he has very objectively like radical ideas, and he kind of comes off very straightforward and not very politically correct. You know what I mean? One of those guys that got popular because he caught a lot of flack for not being really politically correct and stuff. But his communication is very direct. That's, to me, if you have TE as your first function, which is extroverted thinking, you can't control, you're very impulsive with your communication. Introverted thinking is very like moment to moment with this communication. But extroverted thinking is very impulsive with just the facts of stuff. Andrew Tate's whole come up is that. He says like very smart, but it's like they're smart, but they're not fully all the way calculated. It's like all or nothing kind of truth. Like, it's all or nothing objective thoughts. And they just come right out like boom. Like, if you're not doing this, then you're this. If you're not about this, then you suck. He's better than him because he does this. That's how he talks. That's somebody that has TE first. That is a TE first way of communicating. Like all or nothing. Like you all suck because you do this. You all are great if you do this. You should do this. You shouldn't do that. That's how he talks, you know? So that number one is why I know he has TE first. Now, his introverted intuition is clear. He has introverted intuition and extroverted sensing third. Number one is people who are ENTJs generally tend to focus on being in the top 1 to 10% of the collective. Why? Because their NI is focused on one objective that puts them in the top, and their TE is going to try to consolidate everything so that they get there in the fastest way. So if you combine wanting to be at the top in the most efficient way possible, that's how you find someone become a millionaire under 40 or under 50, because they care about the objective success. It's introverted thinkers get lost in a web of like their own thinking. You'll notice that a lot of introverted thinkers don't care about the hierarchy game. They more so want to specialize in one area and just be really good at it. It could be at playing Dungeons and Dragons or the Magic game or whatever. Like they'll hone in on one thing separate from the status quo and just do it because they want to master something. Extroverted thinking isn't like that. Extroverted thinking is like, all right, what is the quickest way to get to what is the most efficient way to get the money that I need? That's it. You know, I don't want it to take long. I don't want to learn every little moment to moment fact about it to get there, you know? And so that's a big aspect of extroverted thinking versus introverted thinking. Extroverted thinking is all about efficiency and using people in the objective world to benefit them. It's not trying to hone in on one thing. All right, introverted thinking is about building a beautiful table, right? Extroverted thinking is then going to take that table and put it in the middle of their living room and be like, all right, I'm going to take everybody's time that they took to make everything, and I'm just going to make my own, put it in my room so that my room looks nice. I don't care about how you made the table. I don't care about how you made the painting. I don't care about how you made the couch. I just want it all in my living room looking nice. And that's what extroverted thinking is the best at. It's going to be like, no, introverted thinking, we're done here. It looks good enough. Now give me this couch, give me this table so I can sell it or so that I can put it in my room. You know, it's about taking what people build and then putting it all together to create an external structure for it. So when you look at that, Andrew Tate is all about talking about ways to efficiently win, efficiently thrive, efficiently get to the top. And introverted thinking doesn't do that. Introverted thinking is not efficient. It's much more logical, and it's more so take your time to build a masterpiece one step at a time. They're builders. Extroverted thinkers just don't have the patience. They can be builders, but they're more so, they build on top of what's already built. So when you look at Andrew Tate, that's the game. Also, what's hard about the ENTPs, what they're not understanding, and the different people I talk to, and he's definitely not an ENFP. I heard some people say like, isn't he an ENFP? No, he's not. He's not an ENFP at all. Like he lacks so much, like his introverted feeling is fourth. So it's there, but an ENFP is such a, Robin Williams is an ENFP. Will Smith is an ENFP. Like ENFPs are zany and playful and fun and soft. He's not that. Like he's a hard dude with a little bit of softness, but he's really a hard dude. And that's all that extroverted sensing being third. This dude was a world-class kickboxer. He was rated one of the top kickboxers in the world at one point. Once again, that speaks to NI, wanting him to get toward one point at the top. Extroverted thinking, he probably figured out efficient ways to fight to get that done. And then his SE, extroverted sensing, is your primal function. It's that animalistic function. It's the function that likes to fight and grapple and deal with people on a face-to-face level. So these ENTPs and ENFPs, extroverted sensing is literally the 8th function in their stack. It's the last thing that they use. They have the least amount of time that their awareness is put on extroverted sensing. So how can you say that Andrew Tate, a world-class kickboxer, can have extroverted sensing as an 8th function when your best boxers and fighters all have extroverted sensing primarily in their top four functions. It's like it doesn't add up. Extroverted sensing is a huge tool to being a very good world class fighter. Mike Tyson was the ESFP. He had extroverted sensing is his first function. Muhammad Ali, people believe he was an INFJ or ENFJ. They have extroverted sensing in their first top four functions. So you got to have that SE up there. You don't have to. I'm sure there's some cases of people who don't, but if I were to gauge, okay, he was a world-class kickboxer, I would assume it probably makes more sense that he had extroverted sensing in his top four functions than him have extroverted sensing as his last, literally worst function. It doesn't add up. So once again, if you combine the extroverted sensing, it makes sense why he was a fighter, So when you put all of that together, and then his introverted feeling is fourth, which is why he's a pretty good conversationalist and he can kind of vibe with people. But he's impulsive with a lot of the thoughts that he has, which is why he can kind of say the wrong thing at certain times, which can make him get alienated and stuff. So, and can jump to quick conclusions and things like that. So when you put it all together, he's an ENTJ. But there's so many groups out there that are spouting information. And then if you try to provide counter information, it's like they got their mind made up. I'm not going to lie, man. And I'm just being real. The introverted thinkers got to give a little bit of respect to the introverted feelers when it comes to their ability to understand people. And I think sometimes introverted thinkers don't understand the world that introverted feelers live in. And they can kind of run over that. And I see a lot of the mistyping coming from the introverted thinkers out there, or the people who have FETI, and I'm not going to be biased. There's people with FI too that aren't good at it. You know what I'm saying? So that's a disclaimer. But I'm just telling, if you're an introverted thinker out there, just listen out to some of the stuff that the FIs are saying, like myself, you know what I'm saying? I have introverted feelings as a second function. And I'm telling you, when it's easy to miss. MBTI is such a subtle, it requires so much emotional intelligence to notice the little synchronicity, like the little aspects of a person, to be like, he comes off like this type, but he's really this type. Like I just did the video on Martin Lawrence. Of course, if you look at him from the outside, he looks like an ESFP. He's moving around, jumping around, joking around, but like, you got to dig a little deeper. You got to look at how he communicates outside of things. You got to look at his disposition when he's not in front of the camera. And then you'll notice that he actually is an introverted thinking dominant. So, that's why I got another video out there that says, it's best to get typed by somebody that is really good at typing. And a lot of these guys are really good at the logical information about MBTI, but they're really bad at typing people because that requires a lot more introverted feeling. So everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. There's some introverted thinking types that can explain MBTI a lot more sophisticated than I can, and a lot more provide you with a lot more rules and logical things for you to learn better than me. But I'm really good at the typing part. I'm really good at breaking it down in a way where people can feel what I'm saying. Like that's my side of the MBTI, and that's why I'm providing this info, because there's not a lot of people that explain MBTI like how I explain it. And that's why I'm dropping MBTI information on my channel, even though my channel is primarily like a self-help, kind of like coaching channel, like a life coaching channel, because I am a life coach and I actually coach people all the time, like throughout my weeks. Every day I'm coaching people. But these videos, I want to add MBTI in there because MBTI has really helped my clients. They really appreciate when I help them understand their type, and you get to go into the nuances. So any of you all that are interested in life coaching with a little twist of your personality type being involved, which allows me to give you an even more in-depth coaching experience. My clients love it. They really love that about me, because I can dig a little deeper and help them understand themselves deeper than a therapist who doesn't incorporate it. I did a video with one of my best friends that's a therapist, and he literally calls me during some of his sessions to talk to his clients. And he talked about it in the video, but where he'll be like, hey man, I got my friend here. I was wondering if you could just do a quick MBTI, explain some stuff to him about that. I do it, and they're like, oh my gosh, they love it because I give them so much context. So I hope that helped. Let me know what you guys think. If you do think he's not a ENTJ, that's fine. feel free to discuss it in the comments. But I just want to be able to share my ideas because I'd rather share it on my platform than be on somebody else's platform trying to, go against what they're saying. Let me not be that guy. I want to be on my platform and share my ideas instead of having to try to attack someone else's platform. So that's why I have this platform. I appreciate you all listening, and we will talk soon. I got so many videos that are about to drop now heavy, so get ready. I'm back in it. 5D transformations. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to comment, spread the word. More videos on the way, and we'll talk soon. Peace.